If you feel like other people's lives are so perfect, and maybe you have people in your life that you're kind of envious of in a certain way, go ask them. Say, hey, what's going on in your life? Like, is everything amazing? Like, I'm just curious what it's like to be you. And you'd be so surprised. So many of the happiest, most successful people that you might know are going through a lot. What comes to mind when you think of self care? A lot of people get stressed out when they think about self care. And I think that kind of puts it into perspective, the truth, because self care is supposed to do the opposite. It's supposed to be you relaxing into who you truly are and into caring for other people because you're relaxing into that truth of who you are. So, I want to talk to you today about why a lot of actual self care is in having good relationships. And a lot of people in the self care and self help industry, they focus so much on self care and self healing that they almost miss one of the most important aspects of caring for yourself, which is to actually just have good connections in your life. To start, let's get into some of the science behind it. So, as a species, humans are social creatures. And when we have loneliness and when we feel misunderstood by other people and we don't feel like we have connection and support, then it actually becomes stressful on our nervous system. So it doesn't matter if we're meditating, it doesn't matter if we're doing everything in our life properly. Our nervous system is naturally just going to feel stressed if we don't have supportive, loving people around that we feel like we can trust. I truly think that one of the reasons why we have such a big mental health crisis is because of this individualism culture where everybody is so focused on their own inner world and trying to accomplish their own goals, whether they're external in their career or in their life or in their relationships, or internal in their spirituality, in their sense of self, in their self-worth. But everyone seems to be trying to build themselves up into something and win some game that they're all independently in. And I think that's one of the biggest issues in society today is that individual game that everyone's playing in their head. When we feel supported and loved by other people, we naturally just have a lot of oxytocin and serotonin flowing through our system. And this just puts our body into a relaxed, meaningful state. And by meaningful, what I mean by meaningful is it's a state of consciousness that we actually receive a lot of meaning from the normal things in life. We receive meaning from eating good food. We receive meaning from saying hello to another human being. We receive meaning from having a good, hardworking day where we accomplished quite a bit. Meaning can come from these areas of life that are natural to our human self. Instead of, in our ego, we're so often focused on these lofty goals that we only feel meaning in the rare case that we actually move towards that lofty goal. Let's talk about anxiety. So another reason that we get anxiety is because we're too focused on ourself. Because a lot of the times when you have anxiety, what are you thinking about? Yourself. And because you're thinking about yourself, you're not thinking about others as much. And because of that, you get into these loops where you're obsessing over your own problems, your own needs, your own desires. Life often feels very incomplete when we look at it through the lens of what do I have compared to what do I want, right? We're almost always going to be incomplete in some way in that regard. But if you look at things more in terms of what does everyone I love and care about have, and what do we truly all want and need, then you can actually get a much better view of why life is actually so amazing. I feel like I'm saying actually a lot. Life is so amazing, and we realize that when we get out of our own head. Because in our own head, we're so focused on ourselves that we're naturally just going to find the flaws that we have, the places that we don't have exactly what we want. But when we look towards the collective, and we look towards giving to what the collective needs, and we look towards supporting other people, then life feels full. And if you're looking for someone to hold space for something that you're currently going through, I do have free 30-minute strategy sessions. And these are on Zoom, and they're with me one-on-one, private. And we can go over and map out a strategy to help you progress through whatever's currently going on in your life and help you integrate and adapt. If you feel like other people's lives are so perfect, and maybe you have people in your life that you're kind of envious of in a certain way, go ask them. Say, hey, what's going on in your life? Like, is everything amazing? Like, I'm just curious what it's like to be you. And you'd be so surprised. So many of the happiest, most successful people that you might know are going through a lot. And quite a bit of them don't have that many people to support them in those ways. So if you can support people in your life that are struggling, whether it's shown or not, then you're going to feel so much better about life itself, because you realize, if I care about them, it makes sense that other people would care about me. And it makes sense that other people would care about everyone. And it makes sense that we can make this whole life thing work here on earth. When we're isolated and alone and we're feeling like, can I even truly become the perfect version of myself? Then we get into this state of consciousness where everything feels impossible. The world feels like it's always going to be messed up in a certain way. It feels like we're never going to have the best relationships and the most healthy connections to others. It feels like our mental health is never going to balance into a place where we can truly be happy. But when we start to focus on what we can help in others and what we can appreciate in others, then it's almost like the sun comes out of the clouds and everything starts to make sense again. Try to think more about what other people need. And you might do this already. And if you do this excessively, which some people do, then this advice might not be for you. If you kind of find yourself focusing on everything that's going wrong in your own life a little too much, then I highly encourage you to just start focusing on supporting other people. I don't mean to worry about them and to judge them for what's going on in their life, but I just mean simply to love them and support them and help them feel seen in their struggle. Think about all of the things that people want to improve in themselves, and most of it comes down to having better relationships with other people, right? If you want to fix your abundance blocks, it basically means you want more people to give you money. You want more people to pay you. You want more money to flow into your bank account, which means other people have to want that money to flow into your bank account. Maybe you want the soulmate or the relationship of your dreams. Then you need other people to be attracted to you, and you need them to want to commit to you. And you need them to want that same vision as you. Maybe you just want to feel supported and appreciated in your community. That clearly involves other people supporting and appreciating you. So almost everything that people want in life involves other people. And we can't leave that out of the equation when we're doing spiritual work. We have to remember that we are social beings. It's part of our nature to connect with others. And in order to be the most ideal version of ourselves, it doesn't just involve us going on this process of becoming perfect on our own. It's about learning to connect as we are, accept ourselves as we are, and be loved as we are, and continuously grow and adapt and change along that journey still. Even though we completely love ourselves and appreciate ourselves as we are, we still want to grow into more, and that's okay too. It's about having that balance. You don't need to give up on trying to achieve your dreams. Just make sure you're not discounting the current state of your life, because the current state of your life is probably pretty cool too, and probably deserves a lot of appreciation. If you're looking for a community of like-minded people to discuss spiritual ideas, to grow, to manifest, to connect, to have other people that understand what you're going through to connect with, then this might be the right community for you. We have a free community called the Circle of Wisdom, and you can join at the link in the description. And we meet on Zoom about once a month. We also have higher tiers that you can join where we meet about once a week. And I'd love to see you in there. You'll meet a bunch of amazing people. It's a great way to get connected and feel supported by others while you're on this crazy, wild spiritual journey. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you next time.